The upcoming redesigned Toyota LandCruiser Prado has likely been delayed. How will this affect its stablemates on the TNGA-F platform, the 4Runner, and the Lexus GX redesigns? We're over at Best Car Web, and they are a Japanese scoop site, and they're hearing from their sources in Japan that the Prado, which was supposed to debut next summer, so summer of 2022, is being pushed back another year. Why is this going on? It's already 12 years delayed. And how is this going to affect the Lexus GX? It was essentially the same vehicle. And I think the 4Runner will share more with the Prado than ever before. So what is going on? There are too many new cars coming out of Toyota in Japan that is going to push this back. And there's another thing that's going on. But the Noah, the Voxy, the Esquire, and the Crown SUV, God save us, the Crown is now going to be an SUV coming out next year, it sounds like. And a new Alphard and Velfire will be coming in the second half of next year as well. So they're already saturated with new products, but especially for the Japanese market, that they're like, Prado, it's still selling well, so we're not going to bring it out. We don't need to bring it out. Now, if you remember, I made a video last year in June talking about how the Prado was just updated. It gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto now, which the Lexus GX costs more, and it's a Lexus for crying out loud. It doesn't get those software updates. The Prado is doing really, really well in Japan. It's up in sales about 85% since the refresh, and there seems to be wait lists on it as well. So they're in no rush to bring out the Prado. And another reason why it's selling so well is that it's now sold at all Toyota stores. Previously in Japan, there's all sorts of different Toyota stores and dealerships, and only certain vehicles were sold at those dealerships. Now it's a free-for-all. It's more like American dealerships, where any sort of Toyota dealership can sell any sort of Toyota. So that is a big reason why the Prado is also selling well. It's just more widely available now. Something that's interesting, 80% of the models sold in Japan are diesel. Be nice to have a diesel option in the GX, but unfortunately, I don't think that will ever happen. Now, they're saying that the wheelbase is going to be a little bit longer, and this is going to affect the next generation GX as well, so 5 centimeters. And there's also going to be a GR Sports model, which is not a surprise because the LandCruiser 300 series has got a GR Sport model, which looks really, really cool and has like more off-roading bumpers on it and higher ground clearance and things like that. Now they're saying they're upgrading the 2.8 liter diesel, and they're saying that there's a 2.7 liter gasoline naturally aspirated engine. We see it, I guess, in the Tacoma base, but I don't see this engine ever coming here in a 4Runner or a Lexus GX. Now they're saying that there will be a 2.5 liter hybrid unit in the near future, which will be added earliest around 2024. Maybe we see that as an option in the upcoming 4Runner, but definitely not the Lexus GX. Heading over to the spreadsheet, spent the last hour and a half doing this, and this is probably my second or third time filming this portion, but I think I finally have in this final form that you guys are seeing. So I think the V6 is going to be gone for most markets, and that leaves us 4 cylinders and turbo V6s and hybrids to fill everything in between. Now, this is going to be for every single TNGA-F platform vehicle. I don't think I have the Innova on here. I didn't write it down, but it's similar to the Fortuner and the Hilux in some ways, so you guys can figure that out if you're in that part of the world. I think the most common engine we're going to see going forward are these two diesels for the Prado. They mentioned the twin turbo diesel in the Best Car Web article today, and I just made some guesses here. 250 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque. I think that's kind of conservative. It could be more than that, but I think that's also realistic for Toyota. So I think this is going to be a range-topping engine for many parts of the world. Now, we have a new diesel as well, all new from the ground up. That's going to be, of course, coming up in the LandCruiser. It's not in it right now, the LandCruiser 300. You'll also see in variants of the LX, they'll probably call it LX 600D, somewhere else in the world, Middle East, maybe Australia, things like that. But I doubt we would get this here in America. Now, they're saying that they're going to carry over this naturally aspirated 4-cylinder for the Prado. That means it's going to probably stick around in the Tacoma, Fortuner, Hilux in certain parts of the world. Very meager power numbers here, but this is a base model, and yeah, it's going to be reliable. Well, all of them should be, but there's less things to go wrong with this engine than just about everything else on the list here. This is something I just had to make up, because that report that we're getting from Japan today is saying a 2.5 liter inline 4 hybrid. Now we get an inline 4 hybrid with a 2.5 liter from many different products. You can say the Venza, the RAV4, but we see higher outputs of it in the upcoming Lexus NX350H. We see it in the Sienna hybrid as well as a Highlander hybrid. The problem is those are all front wheel drive based. So this is going to be connecting to an all new hybrid system and transmission, which we haven't seen before, this 2.5 liter, if it comes out. And these are the numbers I'm expecting. So we're going to take that naturally aspirated 2.5 liter with 189 horsepower or so in the FX variant. If it's not connected to a hybrid, it makes a little bit more horsepower. But when it's connected to a hybrid, 50 horsepower motor. Now this is a very conservative hybrid estimate that I'm coming up with you guys. So I'm guessing around 230 horsepower for this naturally aspirated inline 4 truck-based hybrid with 265 pound-feet of torque. Take everything with a grain of salt you see today, but I think this is very possible. We know there's an all-new inline 4 turbo coming out, the 2.4 liter. And I think this is going to be the direct successor in a lot of ways to the 1GR 4 liter V6. 270, so it's got 5 more horsepower in the upcoming NX300. No, what is it? NX350? Yeah, it's switched over to NX350. So it's going to have 5 more horsepower in the outgoing V6 and a lot more torque and available way down low as well. It's going to be able to tow pretty well. And this engine reminds me a lot of the Hyundai engine that I just tested out in the Santa Fe. That is a 2.5 liter, a little bit bigger, but a 2.5 liter, 277 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. So very similar power outputs. Fuel economy is going to be decent, and I'm going to guess that we're going to see this in the 4Runner, Tacoma, and the Prado. Okay, maybe some other products in there, but that makes a lot of sense to me. And I fear that the V6 is gone. They're going to eventually hybridize this inline 4. There's going to be probably different variants of this inline 4 hybrid. Especially you're going to see this inline 4 turbo hybrid in the NX potentially, but that's front wheel drive. So what's going on here? Well, it's going to be very similar to this setup over here. Now, could they use this 90 horsepower motor and with 190 pound-feet of torque that we see in the Tundra hybrid? Well, we're likely to see in the Tundra hybrid. That's leaked, but it sounds credible to me. It's possible they could use that, but they might have a detuned version with maybe 50 horsepower, 100 pound-feet of torque like we see right over here. And then you also have this right here, which would be the more aggressive, hooking up the Tundra transmission as well as electric motor to it, and you're getting almost 500 pound-feet of torque and over 360 horsepower if they want to go that route. So that's a possibility. And I think these two inline 4 hybrids is likely to be seen in the Lexus GX. I could be wrong, could be completely wrong on that. I don't think that they would give the GX, the Tundra / LX hybrids, hybrid powertrain. Those are bigger vehicles. They're more heavy duty vehicles. So I just don't see that 750H sort of tier of engine making its way into the GX. But what is possible is a twin turbo V6 making its way into the GX. I do think that's more possible, but I just feel like this turbo hybrid is more likely to be seen than this 3.44 liter twin turbo V6 hybrid. I think I finally summed up all the upcoming TNGA platform engines. Now there can also be hybrids that are plug-in capable based off what we're seeing here, and there's a lot that we still don't know, but this to me has the most comprehensive roundout. I have lots of other spreadsheets in here that I've been sifting through, and to me it just makes the most sense of what I just came up with. But guys, I'm gonna end it there. GX, Lexus GX, delayed probably to late 2023, early 2024, because it's stablemate, the Prado, has been delayed from 2022 to September of 2023, somewhere around there. God willing, the 4Runner sticks around to late 2022 instead of being pushed out and delayed, because that would be a tough one for a lot of us. See you in the next video. If you enjoyed today's spreadsheet treatment, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe for more Toyota updates like this along the way, and peace out.